Okay, so let's do a quick interior. Um, so the front of the vehicle, right? If this whole thing, we can do front and back. And I like to do kind of wide angle when I'm doing interiors. And we get to decide which way faces what. I'm not going to do an overlay for this one, however. All right, but you know, I'm trying to think here in this instance. Okay, there's a door on this side, like a big ellipse of a door, and we've got the ellipse of the cab here, right, and maybe on the other side. So maybe just throwing in those style lines to kind of help out. I'm gonna do a cutaway though on this side, and if you remember, on the main sketch here, I kind of had this. Where is it? I kind of had this little cut, right, that happened. So I kind of want to capture that. So I'm gonna cut here on the side, and then now I can sketch, you know, what it might look like without this door being in place. But I also had somewhat of a pillar in place as well. So that's kind of what's happening there. Okay, once again, Alex, my apologies. Didn't mean to ignore you there. And that link for those wondering, like I said, that's just patreon.com/sketchaday. You can check that out if you want to support. Now, for the console, if you will, if it's a fully autonomous vehicle, you're not going to need a steering wheel, right, or anything like that. So I get to decide what's up here. You know, maybe it's some sort of entertainment type thing. You know, assuming you're going to be kind of facing this direction. Maybe it's something along those lines. And already I'm like, maybe I do need to have an overlay here, but we'll see. Alright, so maybe something like this. And this is cut away, so for the seat, I am going to see the seat. When I did interiors for my internship at GM, we would often do these sketches in ballpoint pen, so it's a little bit weird. And even doing it with a pen like this feels a little bit weird, just because, you know, it might get a little bit messy here. So you are not banned, Alex. You are not banned. You are loved. Alright, so now I'm just going to project across here and kind of get this part line. And maybe this actually comes up and over, like so. We've got that console screen of sorts right here, like so. Maybe that goes into the floor. Something like that. Maybe. Or maybe it just wraps around. I don't know. I've got to kind of play with it a little bit, right? So I just noticed that Scott Robertson joined my live stream. I just saw a thing that said, oh, so-and-so is part of your live stream. I was like, what? Scott Robertson? If you guys don't know who that is, tremendous influence on my life and the life of many designers and illustrators, frankly. So that was kind of cool to see him there. All right, just adding, you know, maybe tying a bit of the interior exterior together. Okay, just adding that detail. Now with sketches, you kind of have to decide, all right, what am I trying to show and what's the appropriate scale for that thing. Okay, so in this case, I'm just trying to show broad strokes here of this interior. So I don't need to go in and necessarily define everything right here. What's up, Svetlana? I'm going to be live again tomorrow around the same time. So just so you know, sorry to surprise you guys with a little bit earlier, but just playing with some different times, seeing how that works. But yes, thank you for joining and being here. How are things on your side of the world? Wherever you guys are, I'm curious. Check in, let me know. You don't have to go into specifics about current events, but I'm wondering what the perception, reaction, support has been elsewhere. I've seen a few video snippets here and there, but while we're here, might as well see how you guys are doing. But once again, I do appreciate those who've reached out, said hello, all that good stuff. Okay, I know we had a pink element kind of wrapping around the vehicle here, so I'm going to pull that in. Just make sure I capture that. Sorry guys, got a phone call there. All right. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing on this side. I'm gonna try and obscure it, see if I can fudge something a little bit with the marker. All right. And maybe the seat as well has a little bit of that kind of pattern on it. I am glad Svetlana dropped in. Hello, hello. Svetlana is another Patreon super fan, you might say. So thank you, it means a lot. Alright, I'm not going to be as precise with this pattern here, but let's just go ahead and kind of finish out the seat. So in this case, I can actually use the line here on the seat almost like part of the silhouette and not have to necessarily render this out. So it kind of frames the drawing itself almost. And I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but you know, even just extending this line out and having this bold line that's continuous and flows and follows kind of gives a way for me to frame this interior sketch. And I think this was the right call, drawing a little bit bigger. It's really hard to draw smaller interiors, honestly. So this was the right call. Going a little bit bigger. Thanks for joining Sketch-A-Day Live once again. But yeah, I've just been really warmed and encouraged by people just saying, you know, I hear you, I see you. Hope you're well. It's been good. All right, this whole thing's glass, right? Actually, minus the spot, but I'll throw it in anyways. Thank you, Dario. Thanks for joining. I hope you subscribe and turn on them alerts so you don't miss me. This background is for Alex. I'm gonna throw something in here, or at least plan on it. Alex feels like I ignore his suggestions, so my apologies, my man. All right, so let's go. I'm gonna fix this area, and the way to do that is I'm gonna have this be dark. I think, yeah, this needs to be dark. Otherwise, I'll have to use like a white pen or something like that. But as always, light till you get it right. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this gray marker, block in some stuff here, like so. Alright, I think I want this like side membraney venti thing to be pink. So I'll do a little vignette of that. Pink is our color today. That's what I've been using for my accent color. In case you guys are wondering, why is he using pink on these sketches? I think my Ohuhu marker here, my gray, is finally dying. It's been a good ride, a good run, certainly. Not bad for about 80 cents. It's a pretty good deal. Alright, so a little bit of gray there. And now, like we had on the inside, had this like pink line. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, I wanted to change the time a little bit and just start streaming a little bit earlier, so sorry for the surprise drop there. And I think I had this going up the seat, right, somehow. So I'll just bring this in to our weird autonomous vehicle interior. All right. I guess this pink technically would kind of wrap. Nope, I made a mistake. All right, I can fix this. Not too worried. I can fix it. Let's see. Let's use this cool gray 5, and by fix I mean this should have been like a gray surface in here, shadow core, highlight, all that good stuff. Okay, just like on this side. This is just this piece. So we'll be alright. And I'll just make this gray right through here, like so. And we're mostly fixed. There you go. So sometimes you just have to work with your mistakes or what you have. Make it count. Alright, a little bit more shadow core through there, like so. And just to capture this pillar, I'm going to throw that marker line in, and this connective body side, I'm just going to make that gray. You know, contrast is really key here, I think, in kind of bringing out your sketch when you're doing an interior, or frankly anything really. Alright, so under here now I want this to be dark, and then get light. It's going to help the seat pop as well. So let's go from about here, and I'm just going to block this in, and I want this whole area here. Let's go from dark to about this gray. So I'll just shade this in, and what's this, cool gray 5, so let's jump to this 9. Alright, something like that. Could do the same thing on this side. A little bit of the same thing. Let's see. Portfolio tutorial video. Yes, I could do that. I've noticed a few people asking for that. So if you could give me like a specific concern or question, that would certainly help. You know, help me kind of frame the discussion. You know, what is it you're curious about with portfolios? It'd be a little bit easier for me to kind of address things. So let me know. All right, let's see here. So on this side, now I want to, oops, I don't want to lose my markers. I'm just going to go ahead and shade this in. This is a cool gray 4. All right, something like that. And I do want to capture, you know, if this has some sort of profile to it, right? If this has some sort of profile, we can kind of capture some of that with our lines, part lines, whatever. You know, maybe bring a bit of that texture in as well. So with design, you create harmony through repetition and reuse of things so that it doesn't feel like one thing, and it might not be functionally speaking the same thing, but you do want to have those elements that create kind of a story or theme for things. So that's why I'm putting these in here. You know, and maybe the pattern kind of fades as it goes down, but at least it's bringing those elements together. That's the goal. It's like, oh, it's there, it's there, it's there. It's on the outside. Okay, now we're kind of getting a little bit of a theme going. So AK Ninja says, I'm high school, I'm an aspiring industrial designer who wants to study in college. Yeah, the college entrance portfolio is, at least, I haven't done one in a long time, obviously, and it just depends on your school. But really, a lot of it's just about, I'm just going to vignette something in here and kind of fake it. But a lot of those are about showing you have a certain competency, visually speaking. So it might be... oh, how well can you draw? Or do you have any examples of projects that you've done before? But yeah, I can go through some of that for sure. I guess you wouldn't really need a door handle in an autonomous vehicle, would you? But if you did, something like that might be nice, where you kind of have this harmonious split, like so. Use your line weights to your advantage when you need to create some separation and pull things out. So here in this instance, the seat from this side panel, just a little heavier line weight there. And now I just want to throw, I don't want to make the ground too dark, so I'm just going to cast a little shadow here from the seat onto the ground, and then maybe just a little bit of shading on the side as we vignette this out. Right, just a little bit of something like that. All right. I guess I'm gonna do some hatching. I feel like having some texture on the floor, and with the pink, it just has this like 80s old school sketch vibe. So I'm gonna throw in some hatching here on the ground. It just feels like it needs it. Sometimes the sketching, you just go for something and see how it works, and if it works, great. But this look familiar? This is like the warm-up exercises, right? Just being able to draw consistently, some straight lines, like so. And there's our floor. Again, use that line weight to your advantage, if need be. Maybe this has some cool, I don't know, connection or something. All right, so I drew the shape on the screen, and the purpose of that is to create a nice dark area. Okay, so if you look at an LCD screen or LED, OLED, whatever the future display technology is, you're gonna get, especially if it's shiny, you're gonna get some reflection, and it would be nice to show things on the screen. Maybe I will with my white pen, but the goal here is to just create a nice dark area, like so. Maybe just a couple more lines, streaks. Now I have my reflection and perhaps the active area of my screen. Lori says, I don't see where pens are listed. Yeah, it's this link right here. If you go to that link, there should be a section that's like pens and pencils, and you can check that out. But it is a Papermate Flare pen. And if that doesn't answer your question, I'd be happy to respond personally. just send me a message or an email. Just spencer@sketchaday.com or hit me up on Instagram. Okay, those are the two ways to get a hold of me: email or Spencer@sketchaday. Okay, so I want to put some stuff on the screen now. So I'm just gonna grab a pen here. See if I found it. This is the one I want. So maybe there's, you know, some stuff on the screen. Oh, thank you, Chris. You know, maybe just some mock UI elements. I don't know. On this screen, but we can kind of use our white pen here. The white pen's also handy for just separating things again. All right, so if you just need to create some separation, useful texture as well. You know, on these little divots, just a little white next to the black changes the visual perception of what these are. Now they feel less like graphics and more like, oh, maybe these are actual vents. Maybe this is part of the climate control in the system in this autonomous vehicle, okay, or autonomous bubble car. All right, so I think I can do one more sketch. Let's see. Yeah, I can do one more, or we can revisit things tomorrow. I'm also open to resketching, so if you want to send me a sketch and you're like, hey, can you resketch this on the stream? I'd be more than happy to do that. So let me know. All right, a couple little texture dots in here, like so. And let's deepen our red. Not red, but pink, because that's our color today. Really? There's no pens? Okay. I will send you a link right now, Lori. Let's see. But while I do that, again, I just want to say thank you for the support. Thanks for listening. Thanks for reaching out. All of that good stuff. It's just been a bit of a heavy time, you know? So I do appreciate it. All right, let's see if I'm imagining things or not. Okay, sketchaday.com, stuff I use. Oh, you're right. You're 100% right. I forgot to upload my pen section. So let me just copy this link and I'll send it to you. My apologies, Lori. 100%. Papermate Flare. So for you guys wondering, Lori is asking about this pen, where to get them. I'll make sure I do a write-up to explain why I like them as well, but they are color fast rather. They don't bleed with marker, which is why I like them. So I actually bought a new box of these recently, and I think I paid less than the price that's listed on this listing I'm going to share with you. Boom. So there's your link, Lori. Check that out and you'll see the pens I use, and I do buy them in a box that big just because I go through them quite quickly. So it's a question here. Deliberately inconvenient objects. That would be interesting. I am kind of running out of steam, so maybe I'll come back tomorrow and you know, I'm thinking this summer maybe just doing daily streams. Just kind of an idea I've been playing with. You guys seem to like those more, or like these streams more than pre-recorded stuff. So I'm happy to accommodate if that's something you guys like. Alex, a month and a half? Is that just because of the Amazon like backup? I mean, you can check your local office supply store as well. Amazon's just a good way to support what we're doing. I do get a little bit of a kickback. Um, and it's not even like they're sending me money. It's just more I can use it as a discount for, materials if I need them. So just kind of a way to help me out, help you guys out. So I just want to give this door or this section a little bit of contour here. So I'm going to go darker. The top, maybe we have an interesting surface change or something. And on this door split, all this good stuff, the door handle, let's get some white in there. Yeah, I think I'll call it good after this sketch, so, because I haven't even eaten yet today. Did the Adobe stream. I was making a Father's Day card and illustrating it, so if you want that link, I can share it with you as well. It was a really basic presentation, I will say. They wanted me to kind of keep it, really simple. So if you know Photoshop, you probably won't get much value out of it, but if you're kind of dipping your toes in, you might enjoy it. So how to deal with markers in depth. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let me send you this link. So this was my stream from today that I did with Adobe. You can check that out. But yeah, I was literally just making a Father's Day card for my dad, and I drew a picture of my dad. So if you wanna see that, you can check it out. But sometimes I do those for Adobe. To answer that other question, what do I do? Sometimes I do streams like that. All right, so pretty simple interior, right, of this vehicle. Now that I see this, I'm like, man, there's a lot I would redo on this. It's missing the headrest from the back, but there's our vehicle. There's the interior. Alex, do we need a background? I want you to feel heard today. Alex felt like I wasn't listening. And then here is the controller that we kick things off with. So we even had a little mini lesson on lighting effects. Sorry, that's upside down. We did some thumbnails as well of our vehicles. So we got thumbnails, we got the interior, all that stuff. Alex bought 2 boxes of those. I actually bought a box of 36. That's what I bought because I just blow through these. Jacob was asking, how long do I draw? I don't know if you mean how long I've been drawing or how long I draw every day. I would say a couple hours every day at this point is what I do. In most of my professional work, however, I tend to be a bit more efficient with my drawing than I am here on the stream. So, meaning I don't do a ton of rendering. Sometimes I do. And it just depends on the project. If someone's paying me for that specifically, then yes. I'll actually take the time to do marker renderings and things like that. All right, so I'm going to wrap up here. If you guys have any specific questions, feel free to email me, contact me, all that good stuff. Here's our interior. I will be posting these on the Google Drive. I'm going to be clearing out the months of January and February. So if you want to catch those, hit up the link in the description. You can see all that stuff. Sorry, I have to sign my stuff, even though, I mean, you could just erase it, but it's always good to sign your work. Get in the habit, okay? All right, so tomorrow I would love to resketch some stuff. So if you want to send that to me, that's great. You can hit me up in the Discord. I haven't been checking during the stream today. My apologies, but that's also a way to contact. I know Tom hangs out there a lot, and he's been busting